Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Fraser Field for this. Actually, is Game 2 in this doubleheader, Lynn Tech and Cristo Rey, Notre Dame. Nathan Whitcomb will take the mound this one for Tech. Tech looking to go 7-1. Tech with the best record in the city. And we're hoping this is going to be a little better game than the first one. It's usually a 15-run rule, mercy rule after 4, 10 runs after 5. The coaches agreed that it would be 15 runs after 3, and it turned out to be mercy rule after 3. Tech had a big 14-run second inning and wound up winning the game very easily. So hoping this one's going to be a little bit better. Tech will be, they were the visitors Tech in the first game. They'll be the home team in this one. As we mentioned, Nathan Whitcomb will take the mound. And Adrian Rodriguez, the shortstop for Cristo Rey, will lead it off as we're set to get underway. Swing and a miss at the first pitch. Cristo Rey got a couple of hits and they scored a run. The run that scored was a strikeout that reached. Quickly 2 strikes. Same 2 umpires, they just switched. Base umpire doing the plate umpire doing the bases. The ball's up in the screen and comes back. We still got, somebody cleaned out the screen. There were 4 baseballs stuck there. Now we got 2 more back up there. The netting is the right side, which is the first base side, is sagging. It broke off with the heavy winds. They haven't repaired it yet. Chop foul. I don't know if they will repair it. Fisher was the one that I believe that got it repaired the last time. Tightened everything up. Fisher is not here anymore. Their season is done. Hit the second base, and it goes right through the wickets. So Cristo Rey has 1 hitter and 1 base runner. Isaac Matos. He pitched the first 3 innings. He's going to pitch this one too. Hit foul back and out of play. So it's Whitcomb on the mound. Saray Eng, who pitched the 3-inning mercy rule game, is behind the plate. The runner takes off, swing and a miss, and they throw the ball into the outfield. That one sailed from Eng nowhere near second base. It just floated right out into right center field. So an error, a stolen base, and an error gives Cristo Rey a chance to get on the board first. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Andy Morrell, the third baseman, will be the hitter. Down and in for a ball. High and in for a ball. Manning Field in use as it always is. They have a track team practicing. Down and away for a ball. And that's ball 4. So first and third with one out. Anderson, Foe. He's the catcher. Hits it foul past first base. Couldn't reach that one. 2 strikes. High for a ball. The runner takes off. The ball bounces off the catcher. That's going to bring a run home. And the base runner will go to third. So Cristo Rey grabs the lead, 1-0 on the wild pitch. And the runner had second base stolen, and he just kept going to third on the wild pitch. So now they have a runner at third again. Down and away for a ball. Swing and a miss. Second strikeout for Whitcomb. Joseph Gonzalez, the center fielder, will be the hitter. Waves at the pitch for strike 1. Down and away for a ball. A had to bounce way out to the right to get that one. That would have brought the second run home. High for a ball. The weather has changed. It was up in the 80s. It's down in probably the mid-60s now. The flag out in right center field is flopping around. And that's ball 4. And it's cool. I got a jacket on. I'm still a little bit cold. Kenneth Mate The left fielder is the hitter. And the runner just took off from first base. He took off before the pitcher threw the ball. The pitcher still had the ball on the mound. And Gonzalez took off running to second base. Hit in the air to center field. Backing up and making the play is Antonio Smith. But the error, a couple of errors, a couple of stolen bases. And for the first time in this, now the second game of this doubleheader, Cristo Rey grabs a 1-0 lead. Do it without a base hit. There were 2 walks. The walks didn't hurt. There were also 2 strikeouts. It was the errors that hurt. And there were 2 of them. For Tech, it'll be Chris Tejada, the second baseman, leading off. Johan Ortega, the shortstop, bats second. Batting third and playing third, Jared Moore. The left fielder, Jordani Diaz, will hit in the cleanup spot. Batting fifth and playing right field, Kenny Moore. Antonio Smith, the center fielder, will bat sixth. Batting seventh and catching, Surrey Eng. The first baseman, Bryce Whitcomb, will hit number 8. And the other half of the Whitcomb family, Nathan Whitcomb, the pitcher, will bat number 9. I need your young eyes.
Do you want me to pause the game?
It popped off. I don't know where it went.
Did it fall or
Look it. It landed in my pocket. That's amazing. I was right in here. It wound up in my pocket. How the heck did that happen?
probably because you got up.
Chris Tejada leading it off. And they listed Matos as the pitcher, but it's the third baseman, Morel, who's pitching. So Andy Morel on the mound. In for a strike. Slices it foul. Makes it up into the seats. Swing and a miss. And they have to throw him out at first base. Nice stretch by the first baseman, Lopez. So one away. Johan Ortega, the shortstop, will be the hitter. On the corner, first strike. Hit solid. That's over the left fielder's head. As soon as it was hit, he just turned around and chased it. Around first, into second. Going to keep going to third. In with the stand-up triple is Ortega. So Tech has the tying run at third with one out for Jared Moore, the third baseman. Hit in the center field for a base hit. Jumped on the first pitch. And Tech quickly gets that 1-1 that Cristo Rey got. And Jordani Diaz, the left fielder, will be the hitter. High for a ball. That one over the head to the backstop. So that puts the go-ahead run at second here in the bottom of the first. Hit in the left center field. Nice job by the center fielder. Joseph Gonzalez covered a lot of ground from center field over to left center field. Took what could have been extra bases away from Diaz. So there's two outs with the runner at second. Kenny Moore, the right fielder, is the hitter. Fouls it off the catcher. Might have gone off the umpire as well. 0-1 the count. Inside for a ball. Down and away for a ball. 2-1 the count to the Tiger right fielder. The runner takes off for third. In easily with a stolen base. Jared Moore running. Got a big jump from second base. Catcher didn't bother to throw it. Nice play by the shortstop, Rodriguez. Takes a hit away and an RBI away from Kenny Moore and a run away from Tech. Nice defensive play. Just went up as high as he could, picked off that line drive. So Tech gets the run back. But we play an inning, and we're right back where we started, dead even. Cristo Rey 1, Lynn Tech 1 at the end of 1. Luis Lopez leads it off for Cristo Rey here in the second inning in a 1-1 game. In first strike. Bottom three in the order for Cristo Rey here in the second inning. Swinging and a miss to it in on the hands. He swung right through it. Luis is the first baseman. And waves at the pitch for strike three. Third strikeout for Nathan Whitcomb. And Anthony Gonzalez, the second baseman, will be the hitter. On the corner, first strike. That one hangs on the inside corner. Quickly 0-2. Three pitches, strike three. Back-to-back strikeouts in the second inning. He got two in the first. He's got two here in the second. And David Reyes will be the hitter. He didn't play the first game. He's getting the start in right field here in the second game. That pitch, he had to step towards home plate, step across the plate to get out of the way. That one was way behind him. Way wide for a ball, 2-0. Missing for ball three. In for a strike. 3-1 the count to the Cristo Rey right fielder. And that's ball four. Top of the order, Adrian Rodriguez will be the hitter. He scored the run for Cristo Rey. He reached on an error, stole second. When the throw went into center field, he went to third. And he scored on a wild pitch. So they got the run without a hit. They were looking for a double play. They don't need it. That's the third out. Whitcomb helped himself. Rodriguez hit it well, hit a line shot up the middle. Nathan Whitcomb picked it for the out. So they get a base runner with the walk. Third walk given up by Whitcomb. He picked up two more strikeouts. He's got 4 in 2 innings. And Tech will have a chance to get the lead as we're tied at 1 going into the bottom of the second. It'll be 6, 7, and 8 for the Tigers. Antonio Smith, Saray Eng, and Bryce Whitcomb to face Andy Morrell, who's on the mound. So Antonio Smith will lead it off. Tech, the home team in this one. They were the visitors in the first part of this doubleheader. And we mentioned for the second week in a row, Tech baseball players had to get up very early to play a game at 9 o'clock. Last Saturday, they played Whittier in the morning, and that's the one loss they have. Way wide for a ball. Bounces off the catcher's glove to the backstop. In for a strike. Hit to first base, knocked down right at the bag. All Lopez had to do was step on the bag. Smith is out. First baseman unassisted. One away to start the second inning. Serie Eng, the catcher, will be the hitter. High for a ball. On the corner for a strike. 1-1. Drops in for strike two. That one's wide for a ball. Popped up. Long run. Nice play by the center fielder. He's done a nice job. He covers a lot of ground out there, Joseph Gonzalez. 2 up, 2 down in the second inning. Bryce Whitcomb, the first baseman, will be the hitter. It's the Whitcomb family back-to-back. Bryce, the first baseman. On deck is Nathan Whitcomb, the pitcher. Hit in the air, center field. Another long run. And another nice play. He does a nice job out there, Gonzalez. That's a nice running catch. A little different than the first game, where Tech, at the end of 2, had put the game away. They go 1, 2, 3 in the second. We played 2, and we're dead even. Tech 1, Cristo Rey 1. Isaac Matos, the third baseman, will lead off the third inning for Cristo Rey. And that one was just a little inside. He threw that 3 feet behind the hitter right to the backstop. No question about that wild pitch. And that one does it again. He throws it behind the hitter again. That's 3 in a row. I don't know if he thinks he's a left-handed hitter. 3 in a row behind the hitter. And they were considerably behind the hitter. He didn't even have to duck. Throws that one for a strike. So it's either a feast or a famine. Four pitches behind the hitter. Matos draws a walk. Fourth walk given up by Whitcomb. That was major league walk. I don't think I've ever seen, I know I've never seen 4 pitches to one hitter behind him. And so far behind him, he didn't even have to move, didn't have to duck. And that one hit him. Didn't quite throw that one behind him, tried. I'm looking at the fire truck is over at Burger King. Whitcomb is going to be taken out. And we're going to have a new pitcher. And it's going to be Jordani Diaz, the left fielder. So Diaz is the new pitcher. He'll face Anderson Foe, who struck out swinging his one trip. So 2-1 with nobody out for Cristo Rey here in the 3rd inning in a 1-1 game. In for a strike. Waves at the pitch for a strike. That one hangs up and in. Waves at the pitch for strike 3. So Whitcomb goes 2 innings, gives up a run. It was unearned. Walked 4. Didn't give up a hit. Struck out 4 and hit a batter. That one breaks down and away. Joseph Gonzalez is in the field. He's made some outstanding plays in the outfield. He's covered a lot of ground catching fly balls. He walked his one trip. Waves at that pitch. Diving back at second base is Matos. That was over the head of Gonzalez. Waves at the pitch. That's back-to-back strikeouts. Kenneth Marte, the left fielder, flied out to center field this one trip. Chase, that pitch was way up and away. That one breaks on the inside corner. A little bit of a hook on that one. Quickly, it's 2 strikes. Down and in for a ball. Waves at the pitch, so Diaz comes in with 2 on and nobody out and strikes out the side. Nice job by Jordani Diaz. So Whitcomb is off the hook. He leaves with the game tied at 1. He was responsible for the 2 base runners that were on in the third, but Diaz took care of that with the 3 strikeouts. So the pitcher of record is now Jordani Diaz. And Andy Morrell will start his 3rd inning of work, and he's held Tech to 1 run. A triple by Ortega and a base hit by Jared Moore. And that's it. He's retired the last 5 hitters he's faced. We get sirens all over the place. I hope everybody's all right. Nathan Whitcomb, who was the pitcher, he's now the left fielder, will lead off the 3rd inning. By this time in the first game, Tech had a mercy win in their pocket. Now a little bit different with the score 1-1. So Whitcomb will lead it off, up for the first time against Morrell, Andy Morrell on the mound. Chops it foul. 1 ball, 1 strike. In the air to center field. And Cristo Rey saying, we hope you keep hitting the ball to Gonzalez out in center field. That's his 4th putout. And we've only played 2 in the 3rd innings. Chris Tejada struck out and was thrown out at first when the ball went in the turf. So he's 0 for 1. Waved at that pitch that was way over his head. Almost like he was chopping wood, swinging at that pitch. Down and away. 1-1 the count. Wide again. 2-1 the count to the Tigers' second baseman. Hit high in the air to right field, over the right fielder's head, all the way back to the warning track. They're going to send him home. Now he's going to hold up. They gave him the wave to go home, but the throw coming back, he took the turn, held up, went back. Tejada's got the second triple in the game for the Tigers. The other triple is in the batter's box. Johan Ortega tripled and scored the 1 run the Tech has. In for a strike. So Tech trying to break a 1-1 tie here. 1 out, 1 on. The 1 out triple by Tejada. Up and away for a ball. That one drops in for a strike. 1-2 the count to the Tiger shortstop. They stop by the catcher forward and pitch down and away. Hit in the air to center field. As the center fielder, Gonzalez with another play. That's going to break the tie, the sacrifice fly, but fifth play by the center fielder. 2 in each of the last 2 innings. So the triple and the sacrifice fly, and Tech has grabbed the 2-1 lead. Jared Moore singled in a run. Here's 1 trip. And he's got another base hit into right center field. Jordani Diaz, who came in to pitch and struck out the side with runners at first and second. He'll be the hitter. He flied out to who else? Joseph Gonzalez, who's making all the putouts for Cristo Rey. The runner takes off easily in. They don't bother throwing. 8 putouts in the game for Cristo Rey. 5 of them by the center fielder, Gonzalez. Missing down and away. The runner takes off for third. The ball's hit in the air. And there's Gonzalez with another play. So they leave a runner at third. They break the tie. A little different than the first game. It was over at this point. Right now, we finished 3. Tech just scored to take a 2-1 lead over Cristo Rey at the end of 3. Bottom 3 in the order for Cristo Rey as we started the 4th inning. Luis Lopez, the first baseman, struck out swinging. That was against Nathan Whitcomb. On the corner for a strike. Diaz now the pitcher of record. Hit the shot. Johan Ortega throws Lopez out. 6-3 for the out. Anthony Gonzalez, the second baseman, was called out on strikes. His one trip. Bat had to be removed from behind home plate. That was the little delay. That one bounces to the backstop for ball 1. Down and in for ball 2-0. Few loyal Tech fans here. That's about it. Way up and in, almost hit him. We got 6 or 8 fans down next to the Tech dugout. Waved at that pitch. Got the green light on 3-0, I guess. That was ball 4, but he swung through it. In for a strike, it's 3-2. Diaz trying to come all the way back after being behind 3-0. And he misses for ball 4. Five walks given up by Tiger pitching. That's the first by Diaz. They've also hit a batter. David Reyes drew a walk. Takes it up and away for a ball. Reyes is the right fielder for Cristo Rey with the top of the order on deck. Missing low for a ball, 2-0. Missing 3 times. On the verge of walking Reyes for the second time. And he gets the green light on 3-0. He's the number 9 hitter. The 3-1 pitch up and coming. And it's ball 4. Reyes draws his second walk. Cristo Rey has 2 on again with 1 out. They had in the third they had 2 on with nobody out. Diaz came on replacing Wickham and struck out the side. Adrian Rodriguez reached on an error leading off the ball game and came around to score the 1 run. Pops it up. And it's going to wind up in the Tech dugout. Last time up, he hit it right on the nose, lined it, and then pitching, Nathan Whitcomb picked it for the out on the line shot. He hit it well, and it came up empty. Wide for a ball. way inside. They throw the runner out at third base. The runner at third and second base didn't go. The ball went to the backstop. I guess he didn't notice. He stayed at second. Then when the runner from first came to second, he took off and Eng threw it down to Jared Moore and they tagged him out. That's a bizarre play. The ball went to the backstop, which is there's a lot of room behind home plate here. Swing and a miss. He chased the high pitch, and the runner didn't go. And then finally decided, okay, I'll go, and got thrown out easily. Strike three. Safe at first base. It bounced off the catcher. Rodriguez will reach. Reyes will go to third, so first and third for Isaac Matos, who was struck out and walked. The runner's going to score and tie it up. Rodriguez went all the way to third. So Cristo Rey still doesn't have a base hit, but we're tied in the game at 2-2. Swing and a miss. High for a ball. So back-to-back walks. Waves at the pitch, and for the second time, the runner, a strikeout. They reach, and they score a run. That's the second time in the inning. And all of a sudden, Cristo Rey is leading. Swing and a miss. Andy Morrell has walked and got hit by a pitch. Hit up in the air. Whitcomb, the first baseman, makes the play. So for the second time in the game, Cristo Rey gets 4 outs. There were 2 walks. There were 2 strikeouts. Both strikeouts reached first base. And if they didn't have that throw out at third when the runner didn't go to third in that wild pitch, it might have been even a worse inning for Lynn Tech. As it is, they give up 2 runs, and Cristo Rey is leading in the ballgame 3-2, and they don't have a hit. We're halfway through the ball game. Cristo Rey 3, Lynn Tech 2. Kenny Moore will lead off the 4th inning. The game was over, the first game at this point. A mercy rule win by the Tech Tigers. Now, going into the bottom of the 4th, they're trailing 3-2. Kenny Moore hit it right on the nose, and the shortstop, Adrian Gonzalez, made a nice pick of the line drive. So Moore is 0 for 1 against Morrell. That one bounces outside for a ball. Kenny Moore, Antonio Smith, Sheree Ang. In for a strike. Swings through the pitch. Kind of chopped at that one. The count is even at 2. I thought he just said the ball 2-2, and he did, because that's 3-2. I looked and said, the umpire just said 2-2. Moore dropped the bat and was going to first base. It's now 3-2. Way up and in for ball 4. Gonzalez, the center field. There's been 9 outs in the game. Joseph Gonzalez, the center fielder, has 6 putouts. Antonio Smith bounced to first base, and the runner at first took off before they threw the ball, and the pitcher hesitated, so it's not a stolen base, it's a balk. Although he would have easily stole second base. Pop back foul. He reached way up over his head for that pitch. That was way out of the strike zone. High for a ball. In for a strike on the corner. One and 2 to the Tiger center fielder. Hits it to right field. It's going to slice foul down the right side. Always cracks me up. The right fielder chased it. It bounced 2 feet away from him, and he just let it go. He was right there. Could have picked it up and thrown it back. Hit in the center field for a base hit. They were waving Kenny Moore home. He stopped at third. So Smith gets a base hit. Moore is at third. Serie Yang will be the hitter. And I think they put Jose Ortega in right field, replacing Reyes. Pitches in for a strike. Ang flied out to who else? Joseph Gonzalez in center field. Slice foul to first base. So with Smith stealing second base, it's now second and third with nobody out. Tying run at third, go-ahead run at second here in the bottom of the fourth. Down and away for a ball. Just reached and got a piece of that one and fouled it off. Missing wide for a ball. Swing and a miss. He gets him. He strikes him out. One away. Bryce Whitcomb flied out to center field. His one trip. In for a strike. Hit high in the air behind first base. Not going to get there. That looked like it was playable for the first baseman. He just turned around with his back to home plate and kind of watched it rather than try to hustle back and get in a position, at least making an attempt at the catch. Nice stop by the catcher Foe. Way down and in. Momentarily, at least, saving a run. Missing inside. Down and in for a ball. The count goes full. Tigers are all wearing their cleats, new this year, purchased by the Boston Red Sox. Strike three call. Good pitch. He just threw Whitcomb out of the game. Whitcomb threw his bat. He didn't like the call. He threw his bat. He just threw him out of the game. Nathan Whitcomb flied out to center field his one trip. Way inside, off the catcher, but nobody going anywhere. It didn't go anywhere near, far enough away. So they waved Kenny Moore home on the base hit by Smith. He took the turn, but then stopped and went back. That could be big if they get Whitcomb out. Top of the order, Cristo Rey on deck. A walk, a hit, but then back-to-back strikeouts. And the last strikeout turns into a strikeout and an injection. He chops at it, fouls it down the third baseline. Again, like chopping wood, swinging down. High for a ball. Swing and a miss. Morale one strike away from getting out of a jam and keeping Cristo Rey on top. Wickham one swing of the bat from getting Tech the lead back. He waves it up for strike three. So a walk and a hit, and he strikes out the side. Gets the next three. 4 strikeouts in the ballgame for Morel. So that run not scoring is big. We finished 4. Cristo Rey leading Lynn Tech 3-2. Hit to third. Nice play by Cuevas at first base. He went into foul territory, made the catch, and had to reach across and tag Anderson Foe. That's a nice play by the first baseman. The throw coming from Moore was off the line, and Cuevas saved him an error. So 1 out in the 5th. Joseph Gonzalez has walked and struck out. And he's made 6 catches in the outfield. In for a strike. He's played very well. Inside for a ball. On the inside corner for a strike. Hit right up the middle. That's the first hit for Cristo Rey. Hit it right through the pitcher's box into center field. They scored their 3 runs without a hit. Diaz is starting an inning for the second time. He came in a relief in the 4th with 2-1 and nobody out and struck out the side. The runner takes off easily into second base with a stolen base. Four for 4 in stolen bases. On the inside corner, backed him off with that little bit of a hook. Kenneth Mate, the left fielder, has flied to center and struck out. And he strikes out again, swinging and missing. 2 away. Luis Lopez has struck out and grounded a shot. Hits it foul, up and over the screen. The runner takes off for third. The ball's hit into center field. Long run. Antonio Smith makes the running catch. If he doesn't make that play, the run is going to score. So Cristo Rey looking to add to a 3-2 lead. Almost did. A nice running catch in center field. And they get out of the inning. So the hit and the stolen base doesn't do any damage. It was the first hit in the ball game. Diaz picked up his 6th strikeout. But going into the bottom of the 5th, Tech needs to go to work. They're down in the game, 3-2. They'll have the top of the order. Chris Tejada, Johan Ortega, and Jared Moore to face Andy Morrell, who's only given up 4 hits and 1 run. Struck out 4 and walked a batter. And a far cry from the first game. We didn't get into the 4th inning. The coaches agreed the first game, 15 runs after 3. And that's where it ended. 3 innings, 19-1. Tech won the ball game. Now we're into the 5th inning, and Tech is on the short end, 3-2. Tejada struck out, tripled and scored. His triple gave Tech their first, after he scored, on the base hit by Moore, gave Tech their only lead of the game at 2-1. Cristo Rey got a run in the first on a couple of errors. Then they got 2 in the 4th without a base hit. 2 walks, 2 strikeouts that both reached. The second one that reached, the first one that reached scored. A wild pitch scored the other run. So 2 runs without a hit. That bounces to home plate. So that was a bizarre 4th inning. And that's the difference in the game. 3-2 Cristo Rey here in the bottom of the 5th. And that's ball 4. So Tejada is on, and you would expect to see him almost immediately go to second base. Johan Ortega tripled and scored, hit a sacrifice fly. He's been involved in both runs. He scored 1, knocked in 1. And he didn't run in the first pitch. I'm kind of surprised. I think he was supposed to. I don't think he got the sign. Morrell stepped off. Tejada dove back to first base. They didn't throw over, but he dove back anyway. Now he takes off. No chance to throw him out. So the tying run is at second base with nobody out. High for a ball. Ortega is the Tiger shortstop. Slices it foul. Up in the seats. Almost bounced back into the ballpark. The runner took off for third. He had it stolen. Ortega fouled the pitch to the backstop. So Tejada will go back to second base. Now he takes off for third again, in easily. So the tying run at third with nobody out as Ortega draws the walk. So back-to-back walks to start the fifth inning. Jared Moore has singled twice. His first single knocked in the run in the first inning that tied the game at 1. The runner takes off. Now it's second and third. Both teams running easily. Nobody coming close to throw anybody out. Hit on the ground into center field for a base hit. Ortega had to wait to see if the shortstop made the play, so he gets to third. Tech has tied the game up, and they have the go-ahead run at third with nobody out. Jordani Diaz is now the pitcher. He can help himself here. Another stolen base. So he can give himself a lead here. The game is now tied at 3. Moore is almost halfway to third base with his lead at second. They hit the ball to the right side. I'm not sure what they were doing. They didn't take the out at first. So the fielder's choice RBI scores Ortega. They were throwing the ball home. I'm not sure why. All 4 players have reached. All 4 players have stolen second base. One of them stole third. Hit to center field. That's where they wanted to hit. Moore didn't tag up. I don't know if he thought it was a base hit. He went 3 or 4 steps off the bag and didn't tag up. So Kenny Moore doesn't get an RBI. 1 away. 7th putout for the center fielder. And we got a confab coming out to the mound. So bizarre plays. The first baseman didn't get the out at first. Trying to throw the runner out the plate, had no shot. Gave Tech an extra base runner. And now Moore hits a line shot to the center fielder. The runner at third doesn't tag up. Antonio Smith will be the hitter. He bounced to the first baseman and singled. If you're a runner at third base, the line shot by Moore, you anchor the bag because if it's a base hit, if it bounces, you score. If he catches it, you score. But if you just assume it's going to bounce and you go several steps off the bag, then you can't tag up. You can't go back and tag up, and you cost your team a run at the time. Smith squared like he was going to bunt. Wasn't a suicide. Jared Moore was not coming from third. But it looked like he was going to bunt the ball. He tried to bunt and missed it. Down the way for a ball. Sixth hitter of the inning. Tech has scored 2 to take the lead away from Cristo Rey at 4-3. Way up and in for a ball. Second and third, 1 out. Popped up. Shortstop makes the call and makes the play. So 2 outs now with second and third. Ang, the catcher, has flied to center and struck out swinging. Hit over the right fielder's head. 2 runs are going to score. Tech is going to have a home run inside the park. Racing around, he's going to score with a home run. So we got 2 triples and a home run. All the way to the warning track. The right field was playing shallow. Had a long way to go. And Ang, who can run, flew around the base pass. So 5 runs in the inning, kind of has broken this one open. It's now 7-3. In for strike. This is Edward Cuevas. He came in to play first base when Bryce Whitcomb was called on the strikes, didn't like the call, said something, threw the bat, they threw him out of the game. In for strike 3. That's 3 outs. Cuevas didn't like the call. The umpire saying, "That's enough, son." 5 runs in the inning. Tech now leads Cristo Rey 7-3 at the end of 5. Kenny Moore will be the new pitcher. Diaz, who started the game in left field, came to the mound, is now in right field. Diaz went 3 innings, gave up the only hit that Cristo Rey has, gave up 2 runs that were earned. Walked 2, struck out 6, and he now is the pitcher of record. Kenny Moore will try to nail it down and get Diaz the win. Swing and a miss. Anthony Gonzalez has struck out and walked. That one goes to the backstop. Waves at the pitch. Didn't run right away. And they throw him out at first. The ball went to the backstop. He didn't run. He's the same player that was at second base on the wild pitch and didn't run. And when he finally decided to run, got thrown out at third base. So this has been a bizarre game running the bases. This is Jose Ortega, went in to play right field. bench, Cristo Rey's bench, was screaming at Gonzalez, telling him to run. Eng finally threw him out to Cuevas at first. That would have been the third strikeout that reached. And one of them scored a run. Down and in for a ball. Popped up. It's going to make it up in the screen. Out of play. High for a ball. 7 walks given up by Tech pitching. 4 by Whitcomb, 2 by Diaz, and now this one by Kenny Moore. Adrian Rodriguez, the leadoff hitter, reached on error and scored, lined out to the pitcher, struck out swinging, but reached, and then he came in from third when the on-deck hitter Matos struck out swinging and reached. That was that bizarre third inning. Hit back to Moore. Over to Cuevas for the out. So in that inning we had 2 strikeouts reach, 1 scoring when the other one struck out. And we had a runner at second. The wild pitch went to the backstop. Didn't run. Then decided to run and got thrown out at third. So we had bizarre base running. And then this inning, we just had a strikeout. The ball went to the backstop. And the hitter didn't run and got thrown out at first. So we're going to have a base running clinic after this game for both teams. Tech didn't tag up on a line shot to center field and didn't score on a base hit to center field that almost cost him. Popped up. And they drop it. I'll get it. No, you get it. The shortstop backed off, and it wound up with Jarrett Moore dropping it. So first and third. Hit to short. They'll make the unassisted force at second. So Cristo Rey is down in the 6th. They almost scored again without a hit. Tech made their 3rd error. And we're moving to the bottom half of the 6th. Tech now leading it 7-3 with that big 5-run 5th inning for Nathan Whitcomb to start the bottom of the 6th. Tech was trailing 3-2 going into the 5th. 8 hitters went to the plate. They scored 5. They only got 2 hits. The big one, the 3-run home run by Serie Eng. So Ortega was actually hitting for Cuevas. Cuevas came in the game when after Whitcomb struck out and got ejected. Cuevas came in to play first. Now Ortega will hit for him. High for a ball. Wide for a ball. Byron Garcia is on deck. He's going to hit for Tejada. Down and in for a ball. And that's ball 4. So Garcia pinch hitting. And that's wide for a ball. He only had one walk through 4 innings. He walked 2 in the 5th that hurt him. And now he took an extra long time winding up an easy stolen base. In for a strike. Hit to center field. That's where you want to hit. Gonzalez with another putout. Eight putouts for the center fielder in the game. Hit in the air. Right fielder coming on, can't make the play. Off his glove. Ortega will go to third off the Ortega's hit error. He had to wait to see if the ball would be caught. And the right fielder come on and just went off his glove. He overran it, tried to reach back. Couldn't make the play. Jared Moore has singled in a run, singled and singled. He's got an RBI and scored a run. He's 3 for 3. Chops it foul off his foot. So it should be 2 outs with a runner at second. Instead, it's 1 out with a runner at first and third. 6 errors in the ball game for Cristo Rey. That was over the head of Jared Moore. Popped up. That's going to drop behind the second baseman in front of the right fielder. They make the play at second base. It's a force out. Moore doesn't get a hit. There was no question it was going to drop in for a base hit. The runner at first didn't run. Out at second base. They're calling him out at second base. They're saying he tagged him on the head. They didn't bother throwing to the shortstop. This has been a bizarre game running the bases. Tech gets another run. They lead it now 8-3 through 6. 1 inning left for Cristo Rey. I have to apologize to Cristo Rey. I said the errors. That was their first error. That drop in right field. They made a bushel of them in the first game. They're waiting to see. They pinch hit for Cuevas. And what Tech is doing now, sure, they pinch hit for Whitcomb. And now they're putting Whitcomb out in right field. He was the starting pitcher. He went to left field, came out of the ball game. Now he's re-entering in right field. Anderson Foe takes the pitch for a strike. Hit in the right center field for a base hit. Foe gets the second hit for Cristo Rey, leading off the 7th inning. Joseph Gonzalez has walked, struck out, and singled. And he's made 8 plays in the outfield. That one off the catcher's glove. Foe hustles down to second base on the pass ball. Joseph Gonzalez, we talked about, walked, struck out, singled, on base twice. Made all those plays in the outfield. Terrific play by Ortega. Stopped it from going to the outfield, but had no chance to throw anybody out. So, but he saved a run, at least momentarily. The runner has to hold up at third. So first and third with nobody out. Kenneth Mate has flied to center, struck out swinging the last 2 times. He's facing Kenny Moore for the first time. In for a strike. Nobody's even trying to throw anybody out, stealing bases. Automatic, you get to first, you go to second. Chased that pitch that was down in the turf. Kenny Moore was the 3rd pitcher for the day. Whitcomb started. And that's strike 3. Diaz came in relief through actually 3 innings, because he got 3 outs in the inning he came in. Luis Lopez struck out, grounded a short, fly to center. Up against Moore for the first time. Chops it to third. Throw is in the dirt. Another error on Lynn Tech. Cristo Rey scores a run on the error. Eight to 4 with first and third and one out. Anthony Gonzalez has struck out, walked, and struck out. He was the one that struck out. The ball went to the backstop, and he didn't run. And he was the same one that on second, the wild pitch, didn't run, ran, stopped, finally decided to run, and was out by a mile at third base. That one goes to the backstop. I'm not sure why the hitter was going to first. They're calling him back. This time, he didn't run the last time he struck out and the ball went to the backstop. This time, it wasn't strike three, and he ran. It's now 8 to 5, and that's called third strike.
Hey, here we go now, Mr. Ortega. Keep us alive, Mr. Ortega.
13 strikeouts for Tech pitching. And they leave it up to Jose Ortega. Hits it back to the mound. Moore will throw him out, and that'll do it. Tech will go to 7-1. They sweep the doubleheader. Cristo Rey made him earn it in the second one after a mercy rule in the first one. Cristo Rey got a run in the first inning on a couple of errors. Tech got it back, a triple by Ortega, a single by Moore. It was 1-1. Tech took a lead in the third, a triple by Tejada, a sacrifice fly by Johan Ortega. Made it 2-1 Tech. Without a base hit, Cristo Rey scored two strikeouts in a row that reached base. They got 2 runs to make it 3-2. And then Tech got a couple of base hits, a big 3-run home run by Eng, the catcher. They scored 5 in the 5th to make it 7-2. They got a run in the 6th, a walk, a stolen base, an error, and a force out. Got the run home to make it 8-3. Cristo Rey got 2 in the 7th with a couple of base hits, a couple of errors, and a wild pitch. Made it 8-5. And that was the final score as Tech had to work for the second win. For Tech, Tejada had a triple, a walk, scored twice. Johan Ortega had a triple, a sacrifice fly, a walk, knocked in a run, scored 2. Jared Moore was 3 for 3, knocked in a run, scored a run. Jordani Diaz reached on the fielder's choice, getting an RBI and scored a run. Kenny Moore pitched the last 2 innings, was on base with a walk. Antonio Smith had a base hit. Eng had that big 3-run home run, getting 3 RBI. Cuevas drew a walk and scored a run. And they used 3 different pitches. Cristo Rey made him work in the second game after a mercy rule in the first one. But Tech, with a big 5-run 5th inning, gets their 7th win. They'll go to 7-1. Cristo Rey will have to wait for the next one to try and win their first one, as Tech wins it by a score of 8-6 for their 7th win. So we hope you enjoyed it. I'm John Hoffman saying we'll see you next time.